go. First round action of the Scenic City Invatational. The first time ever a tournament of this kind to take place in the South. Joey Lynch, a local favorite here for Empire Wrestling. Former Empire Junior Heavyweight Champion himself, taking on one of the fastest up-and-comers in the sport, Corey Hollis.
Well, earlier this year, Corey Hollis made it to the finals of the Super 8 tournament, which is one of the longest-running tournaments of this nature. He lost to Jason Kincaid, but now looking to redeem himself by winning the Scenic City Invitational.
Collar and elbow tie-up, standing switch. Corey Hollis with a waist lock there. Nice crossface there to try to break it. Joey Lynch right on him, though. The nice side headlock counter of his own.
Joey Lynch has been wrestling professionally since 2005. He was trained by Drew Delight, and as you mentioned, former champion here in Empire Wrestling, looking to, however, broaden the scope of his name recognition with a good performance in this tournament.
And a victory over Corey Hollis would do just that. You see Corey Hollis trying to bide his own time there on the outside, trying to dictate the flow and the pace of the contest. And he's no stranger to the fans here at Empire. He is a member of the hated White Rose faction with Chip Day and Ryan Vega. And he was a former fan favorite here. He turned his back on the fans. They've not let him forget about that yet. And here he's going toe-to-toe with one of the absolute favorite competitors of the Rossville crowd in Joey Lynch.
And he doesn't have his backup. This tournament is 16 competitors, all fighting for themselves, so there's no White Rose at ringside. Corey Hollis, his resume is pretty impressive. He holds victories over Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards in separate singles matches, also Andrew Everett and Dash Wilder. So he's no slouch. He's got tournament experience. He's got the experience edge. Actually, he's only been wrestling for 6 years, but he's probably had more big league matches than Joey Lynch, and he was trained out of Alabama by Will Owens. Interestingly enough, Will Owens also trained another competitor in this tournament, and that's Christian Haim. So two of the competitors were trained by Will Owens out of Decatur, Alabama.
Another nice shoulder tackle by Joey Lynch, really plowing through Corey Hollis. You can see the frustration on his face as he takes a powder in the corner. Joey Lynch just waiting on him very patiently.
Well, I think also Hollis is stalling for time. Remember, over the course of 2 nights to win this tournament, you're going to have to wrestle 3 matches. And I think Hollis understands that this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. He took a powder outside the ring earlier. He took a little break this time. I think he's trying to control the pace of the match, whereas Lynch is looking for a quick win, I think.
Another Irish whip, another shoulder tackle. This time Corey Hollis getting the better of the exchange. Taunting the crowd, yelling "Country Jack," which is one of his favorite phrases.
It's also the name of the tag team he's a part of with Adam Page. They are the current tag team champions. I'm sorry, they are 2-time tag team champions in PWX out of North Carolina. Oh! Big dive to the floor by Lynch, takes out Hollis, and almost took out one of our security men.
Joey Lynch with a nice kick in the ring to turn the tide, and then that impressive dive to the outside. Not afraid to go to the high-risk maneuvers. Those are the forte of one Joey Lynch, and he can pull out some very impressive ones, but we know the risk involved.
High risk yields high rewards, and again, Lynch looking for that victory, trying to suplex Hollis outside the ring, gets him up, but no, Hollis fights it off, punch, headbutt. And now, shoulder block, and Lynch falls again to the floor outside the ring.
Lynch down on the floor, Empire security checking on him, still feeling the effects of that collision from Joey Lynch and Hollis earlier. And now Corey Hollis going right down onto the floor, showing that vicious side of himself that has gained the ire of the Empire fans during his tenure with the White Rose here. Just going right after Joey Lynch, rakes the eyes, and now look at the insult here, raping him over the guardrail, right in the face of the fans, and just shoving it right there, a front row view.
That poor woman there has probably never seen Joey Lynch up as close as she did just then.
Joey Lynch now firing back up, but Corey Hollis right there on him and rams his head into the steel ring post, and Hollis back in to break the count. He's not done administering the punishment here.
Referee Graham Long right on top of the action, but Hollis also aware of the count, breaks it up and now throws Lynch back in, ready to get back into the ring, hopefully looking to finish him off.
Elbow to the base of the skull by Corey Hollis, and now just ripping at the face with his fingers. Referee Graham Long is warning him, gives him the count, Hollis breaks it.
Hollis very slow and methodical, really not what we've seen from him in the past, as you mentioned, since he joined up with Chip Day and Ryan Vega to become the White Rose. He seems to have a whole new attitude as we approach about 5 minutes gone in this match so far. Oh, Hollis just kicked the rope into the face of Lynch.
You notice it was the point of his toe for maximum impact lateral press, barely got a 1.
Lynch, Hollis right back on top of Lynch again, is breaking the face a little bit. Referee right on top of the action.
Hollis seems to be going for the eyes regularly. He better watch that. He'll find himself disqualified if he goes astray of the rules too far. This is about sportsmanship, athletic competition. This is a tournament to see who is the best of the best, not who is the best at raking eyes or having their partners running from the back, but the best in the ring, 1, 2, 3 as a professional wrestler.
Is there a tournament to see who's the best at raking the eyes? I would love to watch that. Hollis with a beautiful drop kick though. Only gets a 2 count. Lynch kicks out, fighting to get back up to his feet after the assault he's been taking from Hollis these last few minutes.
Here the fans getting behind Joey Lynch. Beautiful roundhouse kick. And another to the midsection. Off the ropes he comes. Corey Hollis right there and meets him in the middle with a vicious clothesline. For a guy of his small stature, Corey Hollis packs a hell of a wallop.
Hollis, a former member of a stable known as Jimmy Rave Approved. Of course, Jimmy Rave also in this tournament, as is Chip Day, who's, in addition to being a member of Jimmy Rave Approved, is Hollis's current partner in the White Rose. And what would happen if later on in the tournament, Hollis had to face either his mentor in Jimmy Rave or his partner in Chip Day? A really interesting dynamic to see what happens if he advances and who he has to face.
Graham Long now checking to see if Joey Lynch is still alive in this matchup. Hollis has the side headlock applied. It's a very standard wrestling maneuver, a textbook move, if you will, but very effective. Just simply squeezing around the guy's neck, cutting off the blood flow to the brain. But Joey Lynch is still alive, and he shows that he's fighting back up here.
An elbow, and another one. Oh, but Hollis right back to those eyes. You talked about the headlock earlier, Dan. As a matter of fact, in the early part of the 20th century, the headlock was banned from wrestling competition in the state of New York because it was such a dangerous maneuver. That's a fact. Google it.
Corey Hollis, vicious stomp for Joey Lynch. Again, taking his time. You may not want to do that with a competitor like Joey Lynch. He has shown a tremendous threshold for punishment in his wars here in the Empire Arena. He has come this close to becoming Empire Heavyweight Champion in a classic battle with the Temptation Sean Tempers. He's got what it takes to deliver in the big matches, and here we go. Joey Lynch firing back, European uppercut, but Hollis has him and just unceremoniously dumps him.
Thought he was going for a Russian leg sweep, but he actually just flipped him up and over. You talk about Joey Lynch. This is a man who is engaged in bloody, violent brawls with his own brother. What do you think he's going to do to someone he actually doesn't like?
Hollis again, continuing his game plan and staying his course. He's a young man that can put you away a few different ways. His favorite is that nasty running forearm shot. It's often been questioned if perhaps you maybe have a little bit of a Lex Luger thing going on there where if there's a previous injury, because he has one knockout blow for that running forearm shot he calls the kiss this. You know he's going to be looking to put Joey Lynch away with that, but also he has this backbreaker variation that he calls the insulin shock, which reference to Corey Hollis actually a diabetic. It's a challenge that he's faced but overcome, and really doesn't care if anybody likes it.
Well, Hollis has a lot of ways to beat you in his arsenal, and so far he's done a great job in wearing down Lynch, but not being able to put him away. Oh, Lynch connects with a big clothesline and just sort of shoves him down. Hollis fighting to the corner.
Went for the O'Connor roll there. The momentum carried him all the way through, but allowed Joey Lynch to take back over, and a big forearm to the corner, ducks a clothesline. Here comes Joey Lynch. High knee to the face.
Goes for a quick cover. Graham Long right there. Oh, Hollis kicks out at 2.
Very close, possibly the closest near fall that Joey Lynch has gotten in this contest against Hollis.
Both men now feeling the effects of this match, trying to get back up to their feet. Hollis, looks like Lynch gets up first, charges into the corner.
Hollis out of the way, roll through, goes for the pinning combination. Looked like he may have had a handful of tights there. I couldn't tell from his vantage point. Reversal again. sticks him with a forearm shot, does Lynch in the fireman's carry position. What's he gonna do here? Brings him right down into a kick.
Vicious kick there. Oh, but Hollis somehow able to kick out as we now have about 10 minutes gone by in this match. Both men seem to be taking the brunt of it. Oh, Lynch barely can't even get to the corner without falling to his knees.
Certainly feeling the effects, but he is calling for the moonsault. Like we talked about, Corey Hollis putting opponents away with kiss this, that forearm shot. Joey Lynch has one of two, and this moonsault is it. But Corey Hollis knew it, and he scouted it perfectly. That's why he's achieved the level of success he has in 2015 thus far in his wrestling career.
Just barely able to stop Lynch's momentum by hitting the ropes and causing Lynch to fall down. Now Hollis going up top. Lynch fighting him off with some elbows. Oh, elbows to the back of the spine. Those are illegal in MMA, but here at the Scenic City, that's a legal move, and so is whatever's about to happen now. Look at, oh my God!
Backdrop into a Michinoku driver off the top. No, I don't believe it. Joey Lynch kicked out. This is just the first match, Al.
Look at the expression on Corey Hollis' face. He's in shock. He is stunned. But that just goes to show you what all 16 men are willing to do to survive and to advance in this tournament. This is the big one. This is the moment a guy like Joey Lynch has been waiting pretty much 10 years for, to make a name for himself outside of the Southeast region. And he's got an opportunity here up to his feet. Oh, Enziguri doesn't take Hollis off his feet, though.
Joey Lynch hooks Hollis, has him up. Blue Thunder bomb, hooks the leg. No, Hollis kicks out.
Both men, you have to think at this point they're operating on instinct. They just, no matter how much they've been beaten down, when they hear that referee's hand slap them out the second time, I think it's just a gut instinct that just forces them to lift the shoulder no matter what they have left in the tank, if anything.
Joey Lynch again showing that resiliency. Corey Hollis doesn't have anything left to give him, I don't think. I believe Corey Hollis was planning that to be the death blow here in the matchup, and Joey Lynch kicked out, and I think he's thrown his whole game plan off.
He's going mentally. He's probably going through all the moves he has in his arsenal, trying to figure out what he can do. Now they're just trading forearm blows, doing significant damage. Oh my God, that'll rattle your brain.
Just woke Joey Lynch up, it appears. And he is pounding the face of Hollis into hamburger meat here. Hollis ducks, has him hooked. It's an elevated DDT without the sit out, goes for the super kick.
Lynch able to fend it off, but suplex and all, dropped him on his knees for good measure, goes for the cover.
And Lynch kicks out, barely rolled the shoulder there. You can see the damage has been done. The moves, the offense, the tenacity of Corey Hollis has taken its toll on Joey Lynch. He's got him here in a fireman's carry. Drives him down with a slam, hooks the leg. Joey Lynch again barely rolls the shoulder.
Yeah, Lynch definitely seems to be out, but Hollis can't finish him now. Perhaps going for a submission move. If you can't pin him, maybe you can make him tap out. That's perhaps the approach he's taking.
In professional wrestling, clean in the middle, an opponent can only be defeated by pinfall or submission. Corey Hollis now going for submission here. Ankle lock applied to Joey Lynch, but he gets the ropes for the break, and that may have saved his life in this matchup.
And it might have saved the ligaments in his leg from being snapped. But now Hollis on his feet, but really slow moving around. Lynch still down, holding that leg. Fans getting behind Joey, trying to will him back up to his feet, and it works. Hollis goes in for an elbow, nobody home.
Another Blue Thunder bomb by Joey Lynch, and again Corey Hollis kicks out.
2.5 there, and now Lynch going for a submission hold of his own.
The Indian Deathlock applied to Corey Hollis. An oldie but a goodie.
Oh, he's going to tap. Oh! I thought he was going to tap there. He just at the last second, he was able to hold himself. Oh, he just shoved Graham Long out of the way so Long couldn't see him tap out.
And the fans, I think, they may believe Joey Lynch has won this matchup, but if Graham Long didn't see it, very sly and clever move by Corey Hollis. He did it in such a way that it looked almost accidental. Now a poke to the eye and a super kick to the face. Corey Hollis with a cover and a pinfall.
By hook or by crook, Corey Hollis found his edge. He found what it had to take to win, and let's be honest, that's cheap.
Let's take a look at the instant replay here to see what caused Corey Hollis to advance to round 2. Super kick right to the face. And Joey Lynch, valiant effort, but that was all she wrote.
And Lynch couldn't see it coming because he had just been poked in the eye, but take it to the next match.
Second match of round 1 here. Another Empire favorite in Ace Rockwell taking on newcomer from the great state of Indiana, Mark Vandy.
Mark Vandy, the redhead with the tie-dye trunks, I guess would be the best way to explain it. He's a 4-year pro out of Indiana, trained by a wrestler named Osiris. Holds victories over Kevin Nash and Colt Cabana, so clearly he's no slouch. Handshake to open things up.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Mark Vandy is a very serious grappler. He's a very sound, scientific wrestler. Ace Rockwell is the same, but also has a bit of a temper and can certainly show that when the time comes. And he's been known to get down and dirty himself if necessary.
A 14-year pro trained by Big Wood. And for fans outside the area who don't know, Big Wood is Greg Hollander. And as a matter of fact, the trophy for this tournament is the Greg Hollander Trophy, named after him for how influential he has been in the southeast area, particularly around Chattanooga, with training wrestlers, promoting events, and being a wrestler. So Ace Rockwell would certainly love to win this tournament and the trophy named after his trainer, Big Wood.
And from my personal experience, Mark Vandy will have his hands full. As my managing days had many, many wars with my charges against Ace Rockwell, and there's no tougher man in independent wrestling, in my opinion.
No, without a doubt, he's engaged in a year-long blood feud with his former partner, Sean Tempers, and I know both of them very well. I actually used to manage the two as a team when they were known as Pomp and Circumstance, and a member of Alligator Enterprises, but right now a battle of strength being won by the taller and heavier Mark Vandy.
Vandy has Rockwell down to his knees. You can see the pain on his face, and Rockwell is fighting back up. Now bringing it to an even keel, and a nice counter with a monkey flip to escape the test of strength.
Impressive way to get out of that by Rockwell. Rockwell has some experience in tournaments of this nature. He participated in the Pure Wrestling Classic in March of 2014 and also the IWA Deep South Southern Classic Invitational in February 2009. Vandy has one tournament victory in his resume. He won the Heroes and Legends Wrestling X8 tournament in November of 2013 in Converse, Indiana. So both men with tournament experience, but Vandy the only one of the two with an actual tournament victory.
Beautiful textbook waistlock takedown by Vandy. I spoke of his scientific prowess, and here you see it on display. The amateur ride there that you see oftentimes in high school wrestling, collegiate wrestling. Very simple but very effective. But Rockwell with a nice counter drop toe hold float over into the front chancery.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to be able to out-wrestle a guy at the caliber of Ace Rockwell. He holds victories over Kyle Matthews, Chuck Taylor, and Cesaro, just to name a few.
Rockwell now on top here. It's like he's working towards some sort of submission.
Yeah, he's trying to do something with that left arm of Vandy. Now it's just got in a hammerlock and pulling, I don't know if he's pulling the chin or maybe he's got a handful of that beard of Vandy's. Referee Brandon Bailey right on top of the action.
As I said before, Rockwell for many, many years here has been beloved in the area, but that hasn't stopped him from taking a shortcut from time to time when necessary. He's part of who he is, and the people accept him and love him for it.
And as we saw in match 1, Corey Hollis already advanced using a shortcut, so I guess he sort of set the bar and told everyone else, hey, whatever it takes to win this thing, that's what we're going to do. And we should also note at this time, the second round brackets have not been determined at this point. At the end of the seventh first round match, the tournament promoters, led by Scott Hensley, will evaluate who's left and then create second round matchup based on who's left. So while Corey Hollis is advanced, we don't know who he's going to face, and we don't know who the winner of this match is going to face either. But as we know, we'll pass it along to you.
Mark Vandy with the rear chin lock and putting the weight on top of Rockwell, but Rockwell trying to slither out the back. And seems to be doing so now here in a strange wheelbarrow electric chair combination almost. Now back down just to a standing position. Rockwell with a pinning combination. Vandy tried to reversal with no success, but goes right back to the side headlock to slow things down.
Yeah, Rockwell able to get out of that move, but then once he got out of it, I don't think he quite knew what to do. It was an unfamiliar position for him, and just went for a quick pin, but Vandy able to kick out. Now backing Vandy in the corner. A relatively clean break, but not really. So as the match progresses, I think they're going to be less friendly, as we see right there with Vandy with the shoulder block into the corner as we approach the 5-minute mark.
The further we've gone in this matchup, it seems the more the scientific fundamentals have been abandoned. Vandy there, you saw some nasty shoulder blocks into the corner. But going right back to that rear chin lock, he's clearly got a game plan, and he's moving forward with it.
Well, I think when you approach a tournament like this, generally speaking, your opponent is not someone you've been feuding with for the last 3 months. There's no, heat, there's no issues, and I think everyone's just looking to put on their best game face, but as the match progresses, they realize, well, heck, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, because I know my opponent is, nobody home, Vandy out of the way. Side leg lariat takes down Rockwell, going for the cover.
Rockwell going for one of his signature maneuvers there, the Stinger Splash, tribute to his longtime hero, Sting, who he grew up idolizing, and he makes no bones about that. But Vandy apparently had done his homework because he got out of the way, and now look who's controlling the matchup.
Well, that's the thing. When these first round matches were announced, the wrestlers were able to scout their first round opponents and might not have been able to scout anyone else, but they knew who they were going to face in the first round. Rockwell gets in the legs to break that up. Rockwell, singles experience, former Anarchy TV champion, former Anarchy heavyweight champion, and a former NWA Southern heavyweight champion.
He traveled all over the Southeast defending that Southern heavyweight championship. Famed belt worn by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Jerry the King Lawler before him. So, very, very impressive accolades coming into this for Ace Rockwell. Mark Vandy, relative newcomer to the sport, but already with some key victories, as you'd stated. So, very excited to see what happens. Vandy knows that he's a bit of a dark horse, and now you can see that he's trying to prove his point.
Yeah, he's the underdog. He does have a 4-inch height advantage. Dropping that big knee across the neck and chest of Rockwell out on the apron. He's got a weight advantage and a significant height advantage. We'll see if he can use that leverage over the course of this match as it continues.
Vandy now picking Rockwell up off the mat. I always question that move. Headbutt, Rockwell comes right back at him with a chop. Double axe handle. Staying right on Rockwell.
Clubbing him with those forearms to the upper back and then a big knee into the corner. Rockwell now in trouble down on the mat, laying against the rope. Big stomp by Vandy.
Rockwell is trying to get a second win here and trying to get back in this, but Vandy is refusing to let him. It's like Rockwell may have thumbed him in the eye. I don't know if that was intentional or accidental. But Vandy giving it right back to him with a forearm shot, and Rockwell answers with one that buckles the knees of Mark Vandy.
Vandy responds with a big knee, though, and takes Rockwell down into the corner, just stopping on the back of his head and his upper back against that second turnbuckle. Goes for the cover.
And Ace Rockwell kicked out, and always scary when a guy like that is taking blows to the head. Rockwell has had several career concussions. There was a big issue in 2014 here at Empire where he almost had to retire from wrestling because of the number of concussions that he had. So, very frightening when that happens in the ring, but Mark Vandy go for a diving headbutt and Rockwell out of the way.
Nobody home as Vandy goes crashing down to the mat, but Rockwell needs to get back up to his feet quick, getting the crowd behind him, the crowd chanting for the local favorite as both men now up on their feet. Rockwell comes across, big splash, Stinger Splash, if you will.
And follows up with a Bulldog. Goes for the cover. What's it going to be? 2 count only.
Brandon Bailey right on top of the action there. Only gets a 2 count. Some people in the crowd saying that was a 3, but I'm going to trust our referee here. Rockwell now, again, trying to rally the crowd behind him and will him back up to his feet.
Brandon Bailey is the senior official at Empire Wrestling and the top pick from the local crew here. Rockwell countered the boot to the face there. He's got him in a fireman's carry. Airplane spin.
5, 6, only about 6.5 revolutions was all he could do, and it looks like it took a toll on both men.
Rockwell looked like he was trying to time the aces high there. He definitely was there. Vandy got out of it and delivered an axe kick right to the face. Is this going to do it? Is Mark Vandy going to go to round 2? No.
Rockwell gets that right shoulder blade up at about 2.5 to break up the count. Impressive move from a very big man, but not able to put him away.
Vandy stalking Rockwell now. He feels like he's got him right in his sights here.
But don't wait for him to get up, get on him. That's what you've got to do in a tournament like this. You got to take every advantage. We're now just past the 10-minute mark in this match. Vandy really needs to put him away. Goes for that kick again.
Aces high, out of nowhere.
Turns him over. 3 count. Ace Rockwell knew that. He probably knew that kick was coming because Vandy used it earlier and had it timed perfectly. Hit the aces high. Takes out Vandy, and Ace Rockwell, as we see the instant replay, here it is once again, just spins that leg around. Aces high for the 3 count, and Ace Rockwell, the second man to advance to the second round. Total elapsed time in this match, 10 minutes, 17 seconds. Ace Rockwell, your winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, weighing in at 215 pounds from Athens, Georgia, KT Hamill. And his opponent, weighing in at 300 pounds from the Moose Nation, he is Moose.
Representing the Ring of Honor promotion, the physically impressive and dominant Moose takes on an Empire homegrown talent in KT Hamill, also known in Korean by his native tongue as Kenton Han.
Kenton Han forms a tag team known as the Double Dragons, but also has excelled in singles competition, but now facing a much larger man, Moose. Moose weighing in at 300 pounds, stands 6'5". I believe that makes him the second tallest man in this tournament. And a very imposing physical specimen, as has been well documented. Former Atlanta Falcon. He was drafted in the 5th round by the Falcons after playing at Syracuse University. And he played left tackle, which if you know football, if you've seen the movie The Blind Side, that is one of the most important positions in all of football because he's the guy who has to protect the quarterback's blind side. And transitioned so far rather successfully from the gridiron into the squared circle.
KT Hamill, a former Empire heavyweight champion, 2-time tag team champion, has recently developed a nasty new attitude over the last few months and just has had several wars with many of the tag teams here at Empire Wrestling. He very much resents a guy like Moose, who he feels is taking the easy route. He thinks that because he was an NFL star, he's going to come into professional wrestling and get an easy walk to a big payday, while a guy like KT Hamill has been busting his chops on the independent circuit for many years. So now you can see KT taunting him a little bit. Is that a smart move? I guess time will tell.
I think he's trying to get Moose a little off his game, trying to rattle him, but by doing those push-ups. And now he's just jaw-jacking with Moose. He's going to come across, shoulder tackle, and that was very unsuccessful on the part of KT Hamill.
I think KT may be getting a bit delusional there, thinking he can take Moose off his feet with a shoulder tackle. Hamill has many strengths, very well versed in the martial arts, is also very well versed in scientific professional wrestling. He's a great high flyer, but he's not going to go power for power with a guy like Moose.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to do that. I don't know if he thinks he's playing mind games with Moose, but I guess Moose telling him again, try it a second time, see how it goes. and Hamill's looks like he's gonna go for it. Oh!
Perhaps he was goading him into a false sense of security. Hamill trying to chop the big oak tree that is Moose down. Goes for the Irish whip, and it's like trying to Irish whip a brick wall. Except the brick wall reversed it, charges into the corner. Back elbow by Hamill. He charges Moose right into the arms of a body slam.
Powerful slam by a powerful man, and going for another one. Takes him down. KT Hamill now in a lot of trouble. It should be noted, though, that while Hamill is primarily, Moose winding up for something. What's he going to do here? Oh, turnabout is fair play with that Greco-Roman eye poke.
And KT Hamill bailing to the outside. Try and get his wits about him and his eyesight back. But Moose is not going to let him have such a breather.
As I was mentioning earlier, in singles competition, Hamill is no slouch. As a matter of fact, he is undefeated against fellow Scenic City Invatational participants. He's defeated Jimmy Rave, Anthony Henry, and Jason Collins, and has never lost to in any of the singles matches he's had with anyone else that's in the tournament. Of course, he's never faced someone like Moose.
He certainly has not. As you see Moose rolling him with great ease back into the ring.
Like he was nothing. There's an 85-pound weight difference between the two. Hamill at 215 and Moose apparently at an even 300. Although I always find it odd that wrestlers seem to weigh exactly in 5 or 10-pound increments.
One of those great mysteries of life. Hamill charging in, clips the knee. Illegal move in football, but perfectly legal here. Goes for the leg, a hook leg, only got a 1 count there.
Hamill looks like he's trying to go for a quick victory. Again, that's the key to winning a tournament of this nature. But also remember, the first 2 matches both went past the 10-minute mark. So Hamill would definitely have an advantage if he gets a quick victory.
Yes, Moose is certainly not used to competing in marathon matches. He usually gets his business done quick, gets his paycheck, and gets out.
Like Bill Watts used to say, they don't get paid by the hour.
KT Hamill follows Moose right in off the bounce off the ropes there and takes out that leg again. Smart move by KT Hamill. He's not going to be able to overpower him, as we mentioned, but going to the leg, that's going to put them two on an even keel.
Smart strategy by the man with the experience advantage. Hamill been a professional wrestler since 2007, trained by Brandon Daniels. So he's got 8 years of experience, whereas Moose has only been a professional for about 3 years, trained by Mr. Hughes at the WWA 4 Wrestling School here in Atlanta, Georgia, and also trained partially by the Ring of Honor Dojo.
Now KT Hamill with the half crab. Has it cinched in. But Moose going to the eyes, trying to break the hold, and he does.
Seen a lot of eye rakes so far in this tournament. I don't know if that's going to become a thing, but we're just passing the 5